not true, okay?
Are they?
As far as I'm concerned, because my hair is growing, and I don't think wigs do that.
Oh,
So,
well, listen, some wigs, apparently if you can get an interdimensional being in your hat, maybe you got like some sort of curse up there.
true. Maybe
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe my wig growing has to do with the
Exactly,
interdimensional being
like
inside
you
my
got,
hat.
yeah. That is very common actually.
It surprisingly is.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a lot of people suffer through this type of wig engrowment through interdimensional hat beings.
I'm scared to wear hats personally, but you know the sunglasses are a good look for me. I like
the
the thing.
sunglasses. They
Yeah,
work too.
you know,
Yeah.
So, hi, this is Phoenix here with Tobias, and we're in with our second episode of Dialed In. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Tobias Wood. I am a FALA student. Hello there.
Okay, and how's your day been going?
It's been going all right, I guess. Nothing much really, except for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year is this for you at Fala?
This is my second year.
And how are you liking it so far?
FALA's great. My
FALA's
favorite
great?
school. Yeah.
Yeah, favorite school ever?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
ever.
I completely agree with you on that, actually. So, believe it or not, we have an interview on here today.
Whoa.
And I actually have some questions that I've memorized for you.
dear.
Questions that I've memorized.
I don't have
And
answers.
and
I've
just for
memorized.
people like to get to know you, you do not have answers?
No, I do not have answers.
Okay,
memorized.
well, you'll have something because you need to talk some. So, the first question that I've memorized. So, okay, this is more of an opinion question. So
Okay.
so just give us your thoughts on this.
Okay.
Where do babies go?
Where do babies go?
Yeah.
They just kind of vanish. I wish I knew that myself. It's like there's a baby, and then like a couple of years later, there's not a baby, and it confuses me. I'm thinking it has to do with development or something. I don't know. It's a hard process. I think they just kind of disappear though. Like
yeah.
they've fulfilled their purpose, and now they're just off this plane of existence.
Yeah, you know, I've been online for a few years now. I've seen quite a lot of controversy around this question. But is that your personal theory? Like, how did you build that? How have you?
I don't know. I have just a personal experience. I see a child, and then a couple of years later, it's a slightly taller child, and I'm like, well, I don't know where that baby went, but they're the same
yeah.
person, so they're probably just off this mortal plane as a different variation of
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
That's what I would have to guess. Yeah.
That's a solid answer. Thank you for your honesty. It's you
No
know
problem.
you don't get that from a lot of people these days. All right. Here's a second question. Would you, in your personal opinion, of course, would you look good bald?
Would I what?
Would you? Would you look good bald? I mean,
Would I look
yeah.
good bald? I think my hair is my personality, so maybe I would have to form a personality outside of my hair, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a predicament. But I don't know. I guess time will tell. Hopefully not though. But if that happens, then time will tell.
Yeah. I mean, here's a follow-up question. What would happen if the wig allegations were true?
I would be shocked myself.
You would be.
Because I did not think I had a wig that grows, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. And if
Yeah.
I have a wig that has been glued on my head since birth, I mean, so be it then.
Does anyone in your life, like any close family, know what you look like bald yet?
No. Well, I guess yes, because when I was a baby and then disappeared from this planet, I guess I was bald then. So I guess they do know, but that's kind of uncomparable.
That's entirely fair. You know, I don't know if I ever want to try going bald, but you know, maybe the sunglasses will bring it on one of these days. I'm a little worried with stories I've heard.
Right.
Okay. Any projects you're working on?
Oh.
Yeah, tell us about it. Tell us
Okay,
about it.
to what degree? School projects?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I got a lot of stuff going on there. English projects, mostly film production. A lot
Yeah,
of film
yeah.
production stuff going on.
You're into film?
Yeah, film too. Love film. It's
Yeah.
a passion, if anybody could tell. Nobody who knows
No,
me
no.
can tell that I'm
No.
interested in
Well,
film.
I've never heard about it.
Yeah.
frankly.
Working on a horror movie, might be working on some other stuff as a director. I'm not fully sure, and I think I might be an actor in a movie. And then yeah, that's just like school. That's just like the bare minimum of school. And then I have my own YouTube channel, which I
Yeah.
work on, and that's
Do you want to plug it?
uh, Sure. The channel's called Jurassic Studios. It has a dumb little toy dinosaur in a field of green, and yeah, you should be able to see it. I have a War of the World series going on. It's taking very long, and it is fun to make, but also really annoying. But yeah, so yeah, not a lot of good content up there, but if you stick with me, it will eventually start getting good. Trust.
I trust you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's my answer. There's a lot of projects. I'm not overwhelmed right now. Well,
I can tell clearly. You're a very calm person.
I'm a very calm person.
Exactly.
Yes,
Everyone
calm.
sees that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this is something I've had on my mind for a little while now that I've been meaning to ask you. What is true love?
I am not the person to answer that. Okay. True love. True love is when you I would have to say it's when you love someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not the best person to that degree, but
What does love mean to you?
love means when you love something. I don't. It's a feeling and an emotion. I'm so good at this. Yes.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. Like give us more. What is the meaning of love?
The meaning, I would say, whatever makes you happy, I guess. Yeah, it's just that. I mean, there's no real meaning to it. It's just a scientific thing that happens that we add a meaning to, and hey, that meaning is a meaning. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good answer. I appreciate that. I appreciate the honesty. What's your favorite Spanish conqueror?
You know, I don't know. There's just too many to, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. It's any particular countries that come to mind? Any explorers? Any routes that they've taken?
There was this one guy who went to this one place in South America.
Where's that?
I don't know. It's kind of below North America. It's south of North America, which shocked me when I learned that, honestly. But
Is that like to the right or to the left?
dude, I think if you were to like flip yourself upside down, it would be to the up.
Are you familiar with this game?
You know, I think I played that as a 5-year-old child, but I can't remember it now. I mean,
It's quite a good game. Really,
I'm
really.
sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Dude, you should check it out sometime.
I should, yeah,
It's actually, they've gotten up with some updates. It runs for $3.49 nowadays.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
it's very accessible,
It's
actually.
very expensive.
And
yeah.
and these are high quality pieces. You should.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Yeah.
looks incredible. I love the design of the chips, and the and honestly the land and sea log. I'm intrigued. This intrigues me. I'm very intrigued right now. I like the money. So yeah, I'll have to give it a check and see all the Spanish conquerors.
I agree.
Yes.
Find this at your local thrift store. Yeah. Thank you for that answer.
no
It's I am a big fan of what's his name? Magellan?
Magellan.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. He went around the world, and I don't know which direction that is, frankly. But
no,
yeah,
no,
a lot of places, really. Tobias,
Okay, yes, that is me.
give it to me straight.
Okay.
What is your professional opinion on professional opinions? You're a professional.
So, as a professional, if you want to call it that, as a professional, my opinion on professional opinions is that they have an importance to a certain degree, but
Yeah.
they shouldn't be. Well, it depends on the subject. Stuff like film, which I'm totally not obsessed with.
no,
as you can tell. It's cool to have a professional opinion to that degree, but
Yeah.
you shouldn't value it above the rest. Like, hey, just because this huge movie critic, who's a professional movie critic, says that this movie's bad, doesn't mean that the movie's bad. Doesn't mean that you have to think the movie's bad.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't value that. However, to certain professions, professional opinions do kind of matter. Like, I think I'm going to trust a professional scientist who worked like 50 years in a certain level of science, if that's how you want to put it, over a random guy on Reddit who is spouting random nonsense. Because that's just like unobjective truth, unless the 50-year-old scientist or whatever unless he is very popularly known as being a terrible scientist. That does happen. So it's always important to not just take things at face value, but look into them more before you value a professional opinion. So that's my opinion on professional opinions as a professional.
What if you think differently to the professional who's been working for 50 years? Because I think a lot of things. Then I look on the internet and they tell me that I'm right. So.
Right. So the question is, what if I disagree with the professional?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good question, and it happens a lot. And I mean, you just disagree. You should probably have evidence to back it up, if it's in a like science or whatever. But science even then is a little wibbly wobbly. Things change, and you might be right in the end. So you can hold your opinions, but you gotta stay educated. You can't just stay in your ways.
Yeah.
That.
What if my source of education? What if my source and my evidence is that I dreamt about it last night? Is that a valid source in your opinion?
No, that's stupid.
What?
Dreams are stupid. So dreams are nothing but a figment of our imagination, quite literally. Our brain literally just does little things in our sleep, and it's like, whoa, look, I dreamt of this. All my dreams are nonsensical garbage.
Oh?
So, to rely on a dream over a scientist who spent his entire life working on something is, maybe not the best idea, but hey, if you have evidence to back up your dream, then we can talk. But, outside of that, dreams are kind of nonsense. I mean, I'm not going to believe everything that I saw in my dreams. I had a dream of a great white shark being in a freshwater lake, and we all know that's scientifically impossible as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not going to trust my dreams, over the scientists who say that great white sharks can't be in freshwater.
I like to think that my dreams are actually backed up by evidence. I read articles from day to day. One of my favorite sources is The Onion, and they give me a lot of quality content actually. So I think that's entirely true, and then my dreams therefore are entirely true, and then I can bring those theories to life.
Yeah, The Onion is a totally reliable news source. You should trust them with their stuff that always adds up to reality. You should always do that. The Onion is so reliable and aren't known to be a joke website. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no,
I
entirely.
agree, yeah. 100%, yeah.
I don't know if you'd ever be familiar with a filmmaker by the name of David Lynch.
Oh, no, I've never heard of him.
In fact, I don't
What's
even know
that?
what I'm
Oh,
talking
wait,
about right now.
Yeah.
But apparently David Lynch says that dreams are the basis of all.
Well, I mean, to an extent, he could technically be right, because our dreams are simply used as our minds. So our dreams are essentially just extensions of our mind, and our mind interprets whatever we want as reality. So technically, dreams could be the base of all, because whatever we dream is the base of our reality. So to an extent, he's correct. I'm not invalidating dreams. I'm just saying that to fully rely on them would be impractical. But if we're looking at stuff like that, well, I mean, that can check if you look at it symbolically.
You're so right. You're so right.
Yeah.
Can we get a time check from studio?
4:29.
4:29. Oh yeah, my watch does say 4:29.
Yep.
Taxes, am I right? Perfect. Hello there.
So, how did young Sheldon change your life?
Yeah, young Sheldon. Oh, that's a huge impact in my life. I've
Yeah.
seen that show before. Young Sheldon, I'd say, really helped me on my career to being a person in a bow tie. I gave up
Yeah.
on that career very fast because I
tell.
do not work well with bow ties. I almost choked to death.
You couldn't
But,
pull that off.
You know, he was very inspirational. Very,
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, so in Kendrick Lamar versus the whole Drake deal, I mean, where do you fit into all that?
Yeah, so, the Kendricks and the Lamars and
Yeah.
the Drakes, I heard some weird things about Drake.
No.
So I'm gonna have to say, maybe I'm not gonna be full on Drake because that's
Yeah.
weird. As for the Kendricks of the Lamars, the Kendricks for the Lamars, I would say the Lamar Kendrick is an
Yeah.
interesting character, who does, rap very interestingly with his songs where he uses rap.
Hang on. Hey, why do you hate me, man?
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean.
Why do you? Come on.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. What?
Hear this Beetlejuice menu thing going on?
Yeah, I did notice the Beetlejuice
It's
thing.
supposed to like do a movie, like for a movie or something.
Yeah,
But I don't really know.
Absolutely not.
So So like, who's the man behind the mask?
What would you be referring to?
I mean, the Tobias mask.
Oh, the Tobias mask. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been able to get it off. But if I had to guess, I would say, probably exactly as my mask. The man behind the mask is my mask. It's how I disguise myself.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So this Beetlejuice menu, it's got something called. I mean, there's the say it 3 times slam.
Yeah.
Which is like a pancake thing.
Yeah.
And there's the afterlife melt, which is like a grilled cheese, but they put like mozzarella sticks in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's stupid, cause it's so much bread, and I don't understand it, frankly. What do you think?
No, I think I agree with your points entirely. It's too much bread. We can't keep breading things like this.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, have you met Phoenix?
Have I met Phoenix?
Phoenix McGee, you know?
Yeah, I think I did just a couple minutes ago. If my brain reminds me.
Who really is that? You know?
Who is Phoenix?
Who is Phoenix?
I would have to say Phoenix is McGee.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jackson, come over. Jackson, come on. Come on. No, come here.
Look.
Come. Well, get a little of this. You know what that is?
I don't.
It's I don't know. It's Afterlife Melt, I think. You know Denny's? You know Denny's?
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
to Denny's.
You allergic?
To Denny's?
Yeah.
No.
Are you allergic?
Considering I'm a vegan, I guess so.
That's correct. Well, there's no meat in that, so you're fine. So.
I'm not, and that's not necessarily. But okay, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna.
You gonna
try it,
take a
though.
bite?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Sure
What are
does
you
taste
doing
like
here?
Denny's.
Get out! You ever had one of these?
No, I haven't actually. No, thank you. I'm good.
Like, what's that even for?
It's probably for edible consumption.
Who would do that?
I don't know.
You
Almost
gonna
like a
finish that?
Perhaps.
You gonna? Yeah, I'll take it if you don't want it. No, I'm okay. Come on.
I'll just continue to hold it for the entire interview.
Well, I mean, that seems like a waste of a good meal. But,
Somebody else can have it.
Jackson, you want this?
Sure.
Come, Jackson, sit here. Just sit
Have
down.
it. Have it, my child.
Just sit down. Can you hand me that? Thanks. So, what brings you here today, ma'am?
I was summoned against my will by the one they call Phoenix, and I was like, okay, yeah,
Whoa.
sure, I guess I can do that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I heard some pretty nasty rumors about Phoenix. You know,
I heavily doubt that, but continue forth.
I heard. Get this, Phoenix does not like young Sheldon. I think.
Despicable.
I know. Considering that's such a huge part of your life.
Yeah, I mean, young Sheldon hits me
I know.
hard.
Okay. I'm a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you mind if you could do something for me?
Sure.
Could you give me your best Austrian accent?
Oh, my
Just real
Austrian
quick.
accent. Oh, boy. I'm going to clarify, I am so sorry to all the Austrian viewers or anybody that knows what an Austrian
So,
accent is.
Tobias is gonna do this perfectly. No flaws in any sort of Austrian way. Go on.
Okay, Austrian accent. I can do that if you don't know what an Austrian accent is. Get to the chopper! We must go now! That was a beautiful Austrian accent that is not flawed at all. There we go. Perfect.
So what's that from?
That is from, I believe, Titanic with Arnold Schwarzenegger and that Zoe person, the one who plays the green one in the Guardians things.
You're pretty stupid.
I am
What?
actually. Thank you. My IQ's like around 50, I think. I think that's good though, so I'm pretty sorry.
We'd like to bring intelligent people here.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. I don't know why you picked me. Podcast.
Because, you know where it's at.
Yeah, I,
There's no meat.
but there's cheese.
Yeah. Simon says it's vegan cheese.
Do I trust that though? Somebody in the audience is shaking their head no. To which I'm not going to, because last time I had a non-vegan product to a large quantity, let's just say things did not end well, so let's not.
You want some of the bread?
But the bread is. This
What if
feels
I
like
I'll
a
just
weird...
I'll take the top off the bread.
Okay, but there's still
I'll
some
give
of
it
the
to you.
cheese residue. Unless you would pull that apart, but that feels unnecessary. Was the bread baked with butter? Because butter is also not a vegan
know.
product. Why? Here I hold a piece of bread. Not a piece of bread, but rather a chunk of a piece of a bread. It is a it's a bread piece, and it is of bread.
You gonna finish that?
No, I'm actually quite full, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. What is the deal with this guy?
I don't know. They seem pretty cool though. Yeah, I've never had a class with them though, and I wasn't forcefully
Good
taken
God.
from that class through halfway through the year. I'm not mad about that. I'm not still resenting the fact I was stolen from a class, which I was not. And this one was not in the class of that was stolen from me. So I ain't here.
Could you hand me that? Thank you. So, Elon Musk.
Yes, Elon Musk.
Elon
I
Musk.
agree.
No. Let me finish
Okay,
first.
I'll-
you
I'll-
rude.
Yes,
insignificant,
I'm sorry. I'm
bearded
insignificant.
little boy.
You're right. I am. I apologize.
He's dropped release Cybertruck. Okay.
Yeah.
Hot topic right now. Not related to the store.
No.
No. What do you think?
Cybertrucks. They're very pointy. There's a lot of them in Flagstaff. I
Yeah.
don't know why. And
Yeah.
yeah. They explode? I don't remember if they explode.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, they're probably fine, and they're super practical considering they're very cheap price, and I could definitely see why people wouldn't buy them. With that being said, nobody should buy them because there's other options on the market,
Like what?
like the 2003 Honda Civic, and there's Ram trucks, and there's Honda trucks, and there's Honda cars, and there's Toyota vehicles. I know Toyota. Yeah.
You know ASMR?
Oh yes, ASMR.
Could you do some of that for us real quick?
The government is a scam and conspiracy created by the government.
I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna take away this little thing.
It's very ASMR like.
You know, this is really good.
I'm still going to refuse it no matter how much you shove it in my face because it's so good that you deserve it for being such a good host. I appreciate you so much that you should have the rest because that's how good it is.
You know what's funny?
What?
I'm gonna throw up.
Well, that's less funny, but if you interpret it as funny, well then I guess that is funny.
What happened to the red hat?
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about the red hat as I wore it like every
Like it was your
single day.
like staple, you know, man.
Yeah, it was, and
Like
everybody.
a character defining thing.
Yeah.
It was like, and then it was crying crazy. You just stopped wearing it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, where does the hat go?
Yeah, so that
Where'd it go?
was a very weird thing. An interdimensional being was inside my hat, and it kept warping reality around me. And honestly, it was too much to handle. I mean, I'm all for reality warping, interdimensional beings. Don't get me wrong. I love them. They're great, and I support them. But it was just becoming a bit too much.
What? Are you a munch? Do you know Ice Spice? She's kind of. You ever hear one of her songs?
I'm going to remain out of that topic. So
No.
I'm gonna remain out of that topic.
Okay.
I would say, yeah. But yeah, interdimensional being too much to handle. Started warping reality beyond comprehension. So yeah.
Like Ice Spice.
Yeah, I did not need to see the fourth dimension. I did not need to see the fifth, sixth, and 26th dimensions. Yeah. So yeah, my reality is just kind of thwarted, I guess. Yeah.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's like 1 second you have a hat, and then the next it's like gone.
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal with that? That's like the economy.
It is like the economy. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you want to finish this?
Sure.
Cool. Good guy. Good man, that one. So you keep going.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep going. I guess that is ultimately the meaning of life. Just you gotta keep going because that's kind of like you don't know what life could bring to you, so you just gotta keep going because yeah, like that's the meaning. There is no true meaning because we're just a bunch of animals that were thrown into this intelligence, and well, if you want to call it intelligence, to be fair. But yeah, so you just keep going. You do your passions as long as it's not hurting anybody, and yeah, you just keep moving forward, I guess. Yeah. Well, look, it's McGee again.
What's he doing here?
I have no idea. He just kind of came.
Man, this is a lot of bread.
Where'd you get the sandwich? So
Okay.
how's it going?
It's going good.
It's
This
going good.
interview is
Yeah.
very solid. No weird stuff at all.
Yeah,
Honestly,
no,
this
no.
is the most average.
I
interview
mean,
I've
like,
had.
I don't know why there would be weird stuff.
No,
And you're comfortable and everything?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. And
Okay,
all
all right.
that.
So,
Yeah,
so
well,
let me ask you a question then. How do you do it?
how do I do it?
Yeah,
Well, how would you define that? How would I do anything?
I don't know. Like
well-
everyone's talking about it. Like, how do you do it?
It's very weird that everybody keeps talking about how I specifically do it. That's a weird question, but also very interesting.
Yeah,
I guess I just do it by saying I kind of live, so I gotta do it.
Yeah,
So I just, do what I want to do. I guess that can tie into my rant about the meaning of life. You just gotta go for it. You gotta do it. No matter what hits your way, you can't let that hit you too much. I mean, obviously it's important to feel emotions, but you just gotta roll with it, and you just gotta do it no matter what, unless you can't do it. But then don't do it. But if you can do it, then do it.
Yeah. I get you. That's a really good way to put it. I know that our viewers are so curious about how Tobias Wood does it.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
I know that I stay awake. I lie awake every night just thinking about how does he do it.
Yeah, that's normal. I
Yeah.
think that too.
You do?
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Okay, so this is just something I'm curious about, since I haven't met a lot of people who cannot do this. Can you cry on command?
Can I cry on command?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question.
You want to try it?
I'm going to try now
Yeah.
actively, and this will be the biggest mistake of my career. Anybody watching this who wants me to act, probably not the first choice you should do. Anywho,
I mean, you were our first choice. Try it.
okay. I mean, I can feel some of the eye
Yeah, yeah.
droplets or whatever you would call them.
Can you see him crying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
So, honestly, I think I can kind of do it. I mean, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I can do it to a sort of degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anywho, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, this has been dialed in. I appreciate all of our viewers here today. I really enjoyed having Tobias on the show, and I think everyone else did. You have a great night. You go home. You get some rest. You lie awake and then think about just how do you do it.
I will. That's
Yeah,
my greatest
Yeah.
hobby. But
Yeah.
and I hope you do the same.
Thank
and
you.
Maybe
Thank you.
think about yourself
I'll
too.
continue to wonder. Truly.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you for watching, and I'll see you. See ya.